All right, today I just wanted to talk about the differences between the MPC X and the MPC Live, the Qlinks section. To me, it's one of the main differences between the two machines, and I just kind of wanted to show. I haven't seen a YouTube video that really talked in depth about what makes a difference and what can actually speed up your workflow between the two. So obviously on your main screen, I got the same project loaded up on both of them. It's just one of the demo projects. Just one of the basic demo ones that come with the MPC. But so now, on the screen here, it's a bunch of stuff that you can obviously touch and manipulate. You know, I could change the different tempos or whatever. But see now, in this section, or on the MPC X, the Qlinks, all of that stuff is already right here on your Qlinks. So I could do it the same way. I could touch it, and then use the jog wheel and change it. Or I could just go right to, for instance, the BPM. I can go right to the BPM on the Qlink and change it. So I can go directly to wherever I wanted to go. So it's just one of those little things where the MPC Live, you can't really do that. You might be able to by mapping them or figuring it out, but since they're not labeled out on what they are, it's kind of hard to figure out what you're controlling. Like if I go here, I might be controlling, see, I am controlling the tempo, but if you're gonna, unless you're gonna remember what each bank is of Qlinks, that'd be hard versus just seeing, okay, this is my BPM, changing my BPM. And also some of the other things that you can change. You can change some of your swing, your time correct strength, your quantize right there. So if I want to change my quantize, I could just easily go right there and change it. Versus having to go, where is it? To the time correct there. And then changing it here. You know, and then having to X back out or hit the menu button. Or main button, I'm sorry. So that's just one of the biggest things. You have a lot more, say if you wanted to have, you could your metronome playing while recording, or play and record at the same time, hear the metronome playing. And then I just want to turn the metronome to just record. It's that simple. Or if I was over here doing that same thing, I have it playing and I wanted to go my metronome, I would have to go change it there and then get out of there. But then if I wanted to change it back, I have to go to metronome and go back. So that's one thing. And then when sampling, so with the MPCX, I go sample edit, and then my sample's pulled up. Over here, I'm gonna do the same thing, which I have to go to the menu. Where's sample edit? There we go. And it's right there. So say if I want to chop this sample up, over here, I would have to, I can use my first bank of Qlinks and change the beginning part of the sample. But let's go straight into chopping it. So let's just start chopping. So I got two slices there. Let's change the first one. No, the second one. Beginning part of the second one. Use my Qlink and say I got my second one. Slices in there. Now if I want to do it over here, it's just as easy, but instead of me having to figure out what's my start, what's my end, my loop, all of that is already labeled. So if I just wanted to go straight to my end, I can go to my end right there. And with here, I would have to go Qlink to the second bank, and now I'm controlling my end. So it's going to the Qlink button, going to my other bank versus just already having that there. It's not really a pro and a con. It's just a different workflow. Some might think this is easier because it's labeled out. Some might think some of the stuff that you have to get to in these other banks aren't really necessary anyway. So it just kind of depends on your preference. And there's a couple other things. Let's go, for instance, and this wasn't really a thought out video. I was just kind of doing this on the fly. Say if I'm in my demo, right? And let's say this sequence, I want to change my pads, the volume of the pads. So this pad, say if I want to change the volume, I go right here. You see the difference? And that's just that one pad. And then over here, if I want to do that, I would have to go to change the pad volume. I would have to go into the menu. Probably would have to go into, no, that's not it. Sorry, I'm still learning this thing as well. But it's the pad mixer. And then turn it down there. So, and then go back to main to get back to what I was doing. Where this one is just right there. And that's a part of the screen control when I go to my pad mixer. So you have your screen control, you have your pad parameters, all of that stuff, just already right here. But at any point, if I go to pad parameters, it's gonna just give me what's on my pads. So those are just simple things. Hope I didn't confuse anyone, but it's just the differences between the Qlinks on the MPC X and the Qlinks on the MPC Live. You know, just showing the differences. They both could pretty much do the same thing. This one just has it laid out a little simpler.